Hey guys, it's Jaden here again. I wanted to piggyback off of the last video. It's a bonus video for those of you who are doing telemarketing and or phone sales. So the biggest thing that I want to talk about on phone marketing, if you're trying to qualify and sell a client over the phone, understand that it is personable to close a client over the phone. However, the trust that you're going to be able to collect from that first phone call is going to be way less than if you can meet that person in person. A lot of the previous times that I've tried to close clients over the phone, I realized in hindsight that it was just too soon because the trust value takes longer depending on the person. So I wanted to talk about a couple of different things for telemarketing and or phone sales. Is it still alive? Is it dead? No. Telemarketing is actually even more so alive, in my opinion, now that we have more technology in our phones. iPhones, you can even do, phone analytics and track numbers. And, there are specific apps that will allow you to do redialing if they hang up on you. And I know that that sounds pretty sketchy, but it's actually one of the best ways to perform follow-up, which is persistency through rejection. So I recommend if you're going to do telemarketing or phone sales, always have a script. Make sure that you're writing it and understand that you need to have qualifying questions in there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reference the video about qualifying clients. Those three things are going to be really necessary for telemarketing. But you also want to make sure that when you're doing phone sales, the first thing you should understand is you're not going to have a high chance of closing a client over the phone. I did telemarketing for about 2 years, and I would say that even at my best, I was closing maybe 15% of the time. And I would talk to maybe 200-300 people a day. So that in itself shows you that telemarketing is a very, very numbers-oriented game. And you have to be very, very determined to succeed regardless of how many people you talk to. Just be careful though that when you're going through the numbers, you're not burning leads and spreading your name and reputation throughout that area in a bad way, because people do talk, and if they hear that you're calling their friend's business, they're going to probably not want to talk to you just because they've already heard bad things about you. So first things first, make sure you have a script. I actually recommend having 5 to 10 different scripts, and even more so, have them be so fluently, interchangeable that if one script isn't working for a specific type of business owner, because everybody has different personality types. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at the PACE system. Amazing video and lesson series by Tai. It really explains why you should pitch different business owners in different ways. And different scripts will help you do that more customly to the specific personality. So I hope that helps. When you're on the phone, you need to have an objective, and that should be one of two things. If you don't plan on ever meeting the person in person, understand that you need to qualify the client first and then immediately close them and get off the phone. I recommend that your phone call should be less than 5 minutes, preferably less than 3 minutes. And I know that that sounds really, really short, but truthfully, if you're spending more than 5 minutes on the phone with a business owner, chances are you're talking about things that aren't necessary to their business or your business. You're just talking about a story for, credibility or relatability. And although that's important, what's really valuable to the business owner is what you're going to do for them and how quickly they can understand it is the objective of your phone call. So always make sure when you're on the phone with these business owners that your objective is to qualify them, relay them the value, and then get off the phone. So if you're going to be trying to sell the client over the phone, make sure you qualify them first and ask for the sale immediately after you've qualified them. If they have objections, before you try to close the sale again, overcome those objections. Make sure that you provide reassurance to those objections. And then what I like to do actually is to make sure that I know that the client is okay with this. I say, and you understand that this is something that you're doing because you see the value in this service, correct? Make sure that you're asking that question, because clients that are really wanting to purchase your services, they will be totally on board with whatever question you ask them because they see the value and they want you. Versus the clients who are kind of on the fence and have a high chance of either flaking off or canceling on you, which is something that you never want to get when you're building your confidence on getting your first client and then having that person call you right back and cancel. That's even worse than failure and getting rejected right off the bat. So really make sure that when you're on the phone with these guys, make sure that they are 100% in, because if they have one foot out the door, chances are it's easier for the second one to get out. So I hope that makes sense. And the last thing that I really wanted to talk about was if you can meet them in person, make sure you do. And this is important. I prefer to sit down with business owners because there's something about face-to-face interactions that you can't get through a phone. And that's obviously body gestures and I would even say trust. The fact that they can watch you speak, that does something, at least for me personally, when I watch somebody else speak, I think I can gauge how they're emotionally feeling, how they're thinking, and it really builds the trust a lot quicker than over the phone when you're just listening to somebody's voice. If you're going to be meeting with the person live in front of you and sitting down with them, before you ask for the sale, ask for an appointment first. Ask to sit down and review your presentation in person, and I promise you the result will be exponentially greater than if you were just to try to go for the sale first, because it's been proven. When I did telemarketing for about 2 years, they told us that if you can get the sale, go for it, but also try to just sit down with them, because the chances of you closing them in person is way higher than if you're going to try to close them over the phone. So I hope this helps, guys. To reiterate everything, make sure that you're not only qualifying the client, but you're also being very, very good at scripting what you have to say to them, and make sure that you're interchangeable with your 5 to 10 scripts. That's my recommendation. And always make sure that if you can sit down with them, that's the preference. If you can't, go for the sale and get off the phone. Less than 5 minutes. Let me know what you guys learned from this video. I hope you guys have a lot of questions, because I would love to answer them on my Instagram or on my Snapchat, and we will talk soon. Thanks, guys.